His music was a plea to stop the violence. Last night, he became the latest homicide victim in Philadelphia.
28-year-old Derrick Gant, also known by his rap name Phat Geez, was gunned down on a Brewerytown street on the same block where he lived with his family.
Monday night, the big story on Action News is the investigation into the violent death of a young man who used his lyrics to spread a message of peace.
That victim was shot multiple times right in front of his home. Police scooped him and rushed him to Penn Presbyterian Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. And today, homicide detectives are still working to figure out who is responsible.
Killers all in my city, can't get enough of it.
Popular radio host Mina Say What Lona first interviewed him 10 years ago.
Yo, bro, we going back to the studio.
It's just really heartbreaking that this young man was literally advocating against the senseless violence that ultimately he was the victim of.
It was just last fall when he dropped this song, No Gun Zone, about curbing gun violence. His friends and family know him as 28-year-old Derrick Gant.
He was a good dude, you know. All yesterday, we all together yesterday praying at the masjid all day. He doing his good deeds, trying to feed the homeless.
10 p.m. Sunday, right in front of his Brewerytown home in the 1200 block of North Taney Street, Gant was shot to death. At least a dozen shots were fired. His mother was inside. Today out front, his friends and family surrounded his imam.
That's what, one of the last things that, he died doing, trying to repair the damage that sadly the culture's caused.
Investigators have video of Gant speaking to someone in the passenger side of a vehicle on the street before the shots rang out. That vehicle then fled. At this hour, police have no arrests.
Too many people are dying. Time for excuses are over.
There was a shooting, so if this is a trigger for you, you can take off for like the next 2 minutes and then come back because I'm going to play the video. But there was an incident where a young up-and-comer, I'm going to say, rapper was shot and killed in front of his home. And it was a very traumatic or touching story to me as a person who was shot himself. I could feel, everything that happened in this video. Yeah. But the rapper's name was Phat Geez. His real name was like Derrick or Derrick Gant or something like that. But he was 28 and he was shot and killed here in Philadelphia. There's a lot to, diagnose, and we're going to break through every point and aspect in this story. Do y'all want to begin first, or do y'all want me to give some background first?
You can give a little background first.
Okay. So the background in this story is a troubled youth who, was outside doing his own, mischiefs here and there, selling drugs, being a part of certain sets and things of that nature. And in the first incident, his best friend was on house arrest, and they shot up his house, and he died.
An 18-year-old man was shot and killed while sitting inside his house. It happened on the 6700 block of North 15th Street in the West Oak Lane section at 11:45 last night. Police say the gunman fired 13 shots through the windows and the front door. The victim ran to a neighbor's house and then collapsed. Police rushed him to the hospital where the young man died. Police say that victim was under house arrest.
Rest in peace, Shawty, and rest in peace, bro. These niggas, they don't for my pain. These niggas, they don't for my pain. Feel like they shot me when they killed Saudi. Lying Hardy, he ain't feel nobody. Guess they was saying how he moving proudly. They took my younger life, he couldn't live it, so I got it.
And I feel like that was my little brother, bro. We went to the same school. Nobody don't know this shit. This is before Phat Geez, you feel me? Me and Saudi was the same fucking kid, bro. This nigga birthday the same day as my birthday, bro. I got him by like 3 years, but we was behavior childs, you feel me, bro? We got kicked out of the school district of Philadelphia, bro. We went to a school in Wordsworth out Fort Washington, bro. We used to get on the school bus every fucking day. I feel like when Saudi died, music died in my city.
I remember the video I did for Saudi. All y'all was together.
And you see how that video, like, niggas done died and departed. Like, if you watch that video, so many niggas in that video is beefing with each other now, or dead, like, literally.
So he saw his best friend house gets shot up and his best friend dies. Now, the second incident is he chose to start making music to, what do they call that word? Support or dedicate, honor his friend who was shot and killed. So he's on the road making music. He did a song with Lil Uzi. He's an up-and-coming rapper at this point. His house gets shot up. Now, when his house gets shot up, his little brother actually got shot.
My little brother got shot. Like, my little brother got shot, bro. I was like, nigga, I was on tour with Uzi. I just dropped back to the basics, nigga. I was shaking, bro. Like, I was confident with money, like, on music. But I dropped an album, bro, and 2 days later, niggas shoot my house up. It hit my little brother, bro. You feel me? My little brother almost died, bro. Like, if that little nigga wasn't, like, calm, bro, and telling me what to do, bro, he could have died, bro. Like, my little brother was telling me, like, bro, that little nigga was...
Dang.
That shit corny, bro. Cause he still got the bullet in his arm. He in school for free playing basketball. Like, you feel me, bro? Like, he in school for $3.99 right now, bro. And it's like he could have been way higher than that, but he got judged, bro. My little brother can be Division I, bro. That nigga can be in the NBA right now, bro. Everybody that's on this AAU team is in the fucking NBA, bro. But my little brother got a bullet in his arm, and I feel like I'm gonna take that. You feel me, bro? And that shit fucked everything up. Got a bullet in his arm. Who's this kid, Jaheim Bethea, that's killing? Oh, he got a bullet in his arm. He's from North Philly. Oh, we know how to pass on. Oh, Rashid Jordan, he's from Philly too. Yeah, you know how this shit goes. Political, bro. It's nutty.
Absolutely political.
And he could have died, but luckily he's still alive. But he still has the bullet in him. And the rapper who was just recently killed, he feels like, they were coming to shoot him. He feels responsible for his little brother getting shot and almost dying. Now, in the last tragic event where he was shot and killed, there was somebody who was sitting in a car outside in front of his house.
Phat Geez was shot and killed by two men who were staked out in a vehicle outside of his home, pretending to be fans of his.
No, bro. You not trying to pull up? What's wrong with you? I'm about to blame you, bro. Hey, yo, relax. Let's shoot that. Hey, yo, relax. Let's shoot that. Hey, yo, Fat.
The two men are outside calling his name, yo, Fat, yo, Fat. We're fans, bro. We're listening to your music. Now, Fat don't know what to think. He's kind of suspicious, right? He's telling people in the house, yo, I'm going to do it to him, but I'm going to give him a chance to pull off. Because he's suspicious. He thinks they're up to no good, but their words are saying something else. So he comes outside to investigate and let them know, bro, like, I'm not feeling this. Y'all need to leave.
The door, bro. I don't know who it is. He's not rolling his window. I'm about to bang on him. I'm about to shoot at this wheel in front of the door. He's not pulling his car down. He's not trying to tell me who it is. I'm about to flame this car up. No, this nigga not rolling his pop. As you understand what I'm saying? He on the phone. I just knocked on his window. I told him to roll the window down. He didn't say nothing, bro. Pop, he's double parked in front of the fucking house. What's wrong with you? And I knocked on his door and I asked him, who you looking for? The nigga talking about, go ahead. He just told me to go ahead. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Trying to tell you, bro. Yo. I don't know who this is in front of my door. I'm about to flame this nigga, bro. Like, I'm about to flame this car right now. I don't know what's up with cuz. Bro, I'm asking you who you is. You're in front of my door, bro. It's shit going on out here, bro. I'm asking you a simple question, bro. I'm asking you, I don't know who you is, bro. What's up with you? Bro, this is my block. You just sitting there. I asked you a simple question, bro. You're not saying nothing, bro. You didn't say nothing, bro. This is my block. Shit going on around here, bro. That's why I'm asking you a question. No, it's not all white people that live on this block, bro. All right, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
What are you arguing with somebody for, yo? What is wrong with you? The fuck? This nigga, man. I don't know what the fuck. That's why I be thinking somebody be slipping him something or something sometimes. He don't make no sense.
So when you go through these kind of traumatic experiences, it like gives you a little bit of paranoia, or it just sends your emotions in different ways. So when he saw somebody sitting outside in front of his house, he felt like, you know, is this person coming to get me? Is somebody else about to try to shoot up my crib? X, Y, and Z. He was questioning the ball. He was in a extremely high emotional state because of his past traumas.
Wallahi, I asked you 5 questions. I just knocked it. Bro, you in a bullshit wheel with no lights on. Car running. I just asked you. Huh? Bro, somebody shot me. Bro, are you listening to what I'm saying, bro? Somebody hit my crib up before, bro. You sitting in front of my door, bro.
Hit his crib up. And this is where one of the most gut-wrenching murders you've ever seen took place on camera.
Bro, are you listening to what I'm saying, bro? Somebody hit my crib up before, bro. You sitting in front of my door, bro.
Hit his crib up.
Yo! What is wrong with him? What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo! Wait, what? Yo! Call me! Come on! Oh my god! Come on! I just stole this dumbass! Come on! Oh my god! Hurry up, man! Hurry up, man! Hurry up!
Now, we're going to go through the story and dissect where he was wrong and how this could be prevented. But I do want to also say that this is still a sad and avoidable situation. And I'm still sorry that this happened to him in that manner, even though it could have been avoided. But, you know, we'll break down, you know, the circumstances. So who wants to begin? And I'll say R.I.P. Phat Geez.
Yeah. Prayers to his family.
Yeah, absolutely. You spoke something that I guess we both experienced, which, you know, is from this post-traumatic stress, which is the PTSD. PTSD, actually. We both understand what it is to be shot. We both understand what it is to lose somebody tragically to gun violence. Somebody that's very close to us. And we see it firsthand right in front of us. And I could understand as you look back and you see the video, it's chilling. And you almost like, why? Like, all right, relax. Like the instinct of someone else looking at that from the outside would be like, yo, he wilding, he tripping, go back in the house, like whatever. But when you've been involved in those type of situations, all of those things, it does leave you with some paranoia. You still, you're always on guard. You're always in defense. Unfortunately, his paranoia wasn't as much paranoia as he succumbed to, the very thing that he was paranoid about. One thing we got to do is stop the senseless violence, like the unnecessary killings and the violence that has just across America has got to stop. But as I sit, I look at myself and I see myself in him.
Right.
I see myself in him in a number of different ways. One, from being a young black man in the inner city, a young black man who has been through some trials and tribulations, fighting our own demons, whatever those may be. And then also an aggressive A-type personality that I can recall a number of different situations where I might have acted just like that. Fortunately enough for me, the person might not have had a gun, or if they did, they didn't use it and act on it in a sense where it took my life, even though I was shot before. After me and you got off of air last night, after our Telemade Kicks show, I had just came in the house from my trip, so I was like jet lagged, but hungry and things like that. So after we got off, I called, DoorDash and whatever. And what I ordered was like probably 10, 15 minutes away. Took the kid a little longer than that, probably about 45 minutes. So as he's approaching, I see him, and I'm waiting outside. He was like, my fault, old head, or whatever the case may be. My normal reaction was probably like, what the fuck? Like, why it took so long, whatever. But as I approached the car, I seen two guys in the back, another guy in front of him. And I just remember having you send that video to me, and I watched. I was like, you know what? I might want to say something. I might want to say something smart, but it's just best to just turn around. 1, I'm outnumbered. 2, I don't need to smoke. 3, let us see another day. And it's easier said than done, but we got to live to see another day.
Mm-hmm. So I think we talk a lot about emotional intelligence, right? And we talk about that, and most times we talk about that in relationship stature, right? And in this instance, emotional intelligence is important in a different form. What Nell just basically described was emotional intelligence in a situation that he knew in certain circumstances could go left, and certain circumstances could escalate into something unnecessary. And he used his emotional intelligence to prevent that from happening. In the case of Phat Geez, being as though he had past traumas multiple times, I think his emotional intelligence was way out the window. It was so far gone that he was not able to rein and reel it in to be able to think clearly in this situation. So immediately he was on 100. He was on a beam straight from the gate. And it's unfortunate that, it came to the point that it did. And it was unfortunate to see how it unfolded. But it was also truly unfortunate to see him feel like he had control of the situation, like he was protecting his front. And in his mind, you know what I mean? He felt that all of the precautions he might have been taking all of the dominance he felt that he needed to portray, all of that, to see him feel like he was in control when we saw him spiraling out of control, which is what I think was the worst. And I think that probably happens in a good portion of these situations where someone ends up losing their life.
Right. It's just like real close to me because when I got shot, it was actually somebody was sitting on my crib. It was actually my kids were in the house. Like my kids, my girl was in the house. Her mom was in the house. But in that moment, like a lot of times people think that it's like a fast bam bam thing. But if you keep your head clear, it's really not fast. Like it's really slow. Like you really can see it all play out in front of you.
Yep.
So if you can see it all play out in front of you, if you keep your cool, you can, handle the situation or the best you can. In certain situations, shit is going to be what it's going to be. But in certain situations, you can see it and you can maneuver your way out of it. So I want to break this down in segments. So I think the first part of it is that he was like actually walking in the crib. So he was walking in the crib, and the car is parked out in front of his crib, and he's like, "Why the fuck is you sitting in front of my crib? Like, you sitting in front of my crib with your lights off, like." And he's going in and out of the house. He's calling people. He's real loud. You can actually see him gathering a gun and putting it in his pocket and like screaming at the bull and saying that his car was a piece of shit. And he's telling the bull, you know, somebody shot up his crib before and X, Y, and Z. And it was just a lot of loud speaking. And I want to use this whole topic as an educational like place, because if you gonna do something, the number one thing you don't want to be is loud. That's the number one thing you don't want to be is loud. And if you walk in a crib and you feel like somebody's outside of your house, you know, plotting on you X, Y, and Z, you can easily A, call the cops, or B, just watch them through the window. There's no need to come outside all loud, rah-rah, because that's only going to escalate the situation. Now, if you would have just sat there and played your position, because I understand that the paranoia is going to kick in, but you got to keep your cool. Once you lose your cool, that's when you lost control. Now, after you lose control, it's going to be hard to gain that back, because now you escalated the situation. Now that person is on go. So, how do y'all feel about the way he was standing in the door talking and calling people on the phone and screaming at the car saying, "I'm about to shoot this car up"? How do y'all feel about that? Like, what is y'all educational points on that?
I feel like that's just, you know, something that you need to think before you actually speak. Again, he's so heated that he's not clearly thinking straight, not understanding that he's provoking this situation and making it into an issue. By the things that he's stating is already, if maybe possibly triggering the person that he's yelling these things to. Like, his heightened sense of aggravation is causing a ruckus. You know what I mean? It's making the other person feel uncomfortable. It's making the people inside of the house feel uncomfortable. Who knows what the neighbors are feeling at this point in time. And I think that it's just, you know, he's on go is making everybody else heightened as well. Now the other person on the other end who is hearing him say, "I'm about to flame this car," or "I'm about to, I keep asking homie what he doing," and this, that, and the third. Homie is plotting his move at this point. Here he has someone on the other end who's clearly aggravated, clearly heightened intensely. He's got a gun to the side. You can tell the movement, whether he saw the gun or not. You could tell the movement. And now he ready for the smoke, or else he would have peeled off. So, like you said, it happens in slow motion. If he would have just slowed down for a second, he would have been able to line all of those things up in his mind mentally to be able to say, you know what? This is not the move.
All right, no. So say that you're a Phat Geez and the boy, you asking the boy questions, and he telling you, "I'm chilling. I'm not on that. I'm on the phone with my girl. I'm just smoking a blunt. I'm not even thinking about you." But, you know, a lot of times people be like that. Like, people react like that when they see somebody sitting outside their house. Like, that's really a thing. Like, people really get, like, agitated, like, when somebody's sitting outside in front of them. But where we from, that's a common occurrence. So, you know, how do you feel about the exchange between him and the guy telling him, "Yo, I'm not on that"?
It was making me uncomfortable because I'm just like, damn, dog, just go back in the house. Like, you showed your hand already. So whatever's coming is like you gave them the play, and you don't know what they on. So you don't even know how you're going to get yourself up out of that situation because you done told them what you were trying to do, what you was on. It's heartbreaking because as men, we're taught to protect, right? He felt the need to want to protect his home, not let this happen again. But in the grand scheme, you put your home in even much more danger. One, even if you were to shoot that guy's car up, now what happens? The police come and now you're arrested or whatever the case may be. Two, if you did shoot the car up and you killed that guy, you're now in jail for murder. Or three, exchange of gunfire and now you got one or multiple people dead at the same time, which is never the outcome that we want to have be the case. So all three instances that I just gave you all equal to a negative. The most positive thing that you could have done is heeded the advice of the person saying, get the fuck back in the house or leave it alone. Let it go. Why are you arguing with them? They're not really a threat until they've made themselves a threat.
All right, let's stay right there because I was talking to Ish about the mindset. I was talking to Ish before you got here about the mindset. And I was telling Ish that a lot of times when we experience trauma and things of that nature, it's not about how the outside is viewing you. It's not about how I don't want the outside people to think I'm pussy. I don't want the outside people, I want to avenge my friend or X, Y, and Z. And I was telling Ish that the first battle that you have is that you got to look yourself in the mirror every day. And that's the challenge. The challenge is when you got to look yourself in the mirror every day. When you experience those traumas and you thinking to yourself, this X, Y, and Z happened. What I'm going to do? So can you speak a little bit on that mindset that he was in currently? And that these things happen, so that's where my mindset is. I'm looking at myself, what I'm going to do.
Yo, I'm gonna be super honest. I still am on it today if I lose death. Because 9 times out of 10, and this was the 10th, this was that one time that I wasn't there. I would have been there. And it was times when I said I blame myself for not being there. It could have been me. He had so much to live for. I have a lot to live for too, but I just knew that if I was there, I could have changed the outcome, and that shit haunts and plays on me a lot, even to this day. And you be like, damn, I would have did this, I would have did that, and that puts so much anger and aggression into you, because you're left helpless, in a situation where you might have been able to provide some kind of hope. It could have been just diffusing the situation, or it could we've been out there battling together, and I follow my homie. Again, which we don't want it to be the case, but so much goes through your mind, so much plays in your mind. There, you lose all intelligence because it's all about your adrenaline starts to kick in, and then it just goes to a whole different place. And it takes a real strong individual to step away. It really takes a strong-minded individual to just say, "Hey, I'm cool. I'm all for that." Right. It does. And as I seen him standing there arguing, you know who I seen? I didn't see him. I seen me. I seen me being there arguing with this person about some dumb shit. And how many times have I stood and argued with somebody and fought with somebody or whatever over some dumb shit? Plenty of times. I seen myself, I'm like, yo, just go back in the house, youngin'. You just, if you go back in the house, do pull off, you live to never see another day, but you got your senses is heightened and whatever the case may be, but you get to lay down, go to sleep, and wake up whole again. But unfortunately he didn't. Whatever that guy was on, he was on it. Not to even say that would have been an outcome, It's unfortunate because, we lost another young life, but I see that young life and those actions in me, and that's what scares me, because 9 times out of 10, I would have been standing there arguing with this person too. And last night probably was a wake up call for me, because it was like I just got off me and T just was talking about it seconds ago. Right. I stepped away to get my food, and a young bull coming down the street with that kind of that just was on that. I could feel he was on that. He was like, my bad, old head. We were stuck in traffic. And what traffic is it at? Right. 45 at night in the suburbs. But I seen the car had a bunch of niggas in it. My shit in the house. It was just whatever. It just didn't feel. It didn't feel right. And I just got my food, said, all right, young, and got back in the house.
All right, Ish, I want to ask you your thoughts on him now walking from his door up to the car, knocking on the window. This is some shit that I hate. I hate a person walking up to my car, knocking on the window. So what is your thoughts on him going from feeling like he was threatened to now you become the threat?
That's a dangerous space to put yourself in. And somebody who has experienced the gun violence, the loss that he has experienced, also wrote music about it, songs about it, etc. You would think that, he would just his movements would just have been a little bit more cautious, let's just say, or more non-provoking. I feel like he should have definitely scaled back. Because I feel like in all actuality, he didn't want the smoke, but he brought the smoke. Like, he brought it. Right. For whatever his reasonings are, that's not for us to judge. But I just feel like he could have handled that so much better.
Right. I just want to make sure I tell the people, you can't be walking up on people. Like, that is the absolute no-no. You can't be walking up to people's car. You can't be walking up on them. X, Y, and Z, keep your distance, because that's where you are the safest. Once you're coming towards me, now I feel like you're a threat. I tell y'all all the time in general conversation, where was the person in my circumference? I talk about my square all the time. Keep your distance from people. If you feel like they a threat, then you have to handle it in a different situation, being more or less patient than being the aggressor in those situations. All right, so now
I know we always talk about, like, I want the smoke. Like, people say that shit, or I'm standing on business. Like, people be saying all these words. I'm outside. That's why I be like, yo, be cautious on what you saying, because those phrases mean something totally different than how y'all using them. People think because they got a gun that they invincible, or they with it. Y'all gotta check yourself when y'all going out, overly doing it, not even overly doing it, drinking alcohol, because that shit got you in a whole different mindset. It's taking you out of you and putting you into and making you something that you totally ain't really on a rag.
Yo, I want to say that's why I stopped actually carrying a gun all the time, because it puts you in that space. Like, it puts you in that space. Like, oh, if somebody wants smoke, then we got
the smoke. We got the smoke.
And it's crazy because it's like, I leave that shit at home because it just gives a person a sense of, I got it, so it's whatever. And somebody cut you off in traffic, or somebody say some crazy shit to you, the first thing you doing is clutching your shit, because you know you got. That's why I move without it a lot of the times, because I try not to put myself in them spaces to where I need it, for more or less it's for protection purposes only. Right. But we get these guns, or we get alcohol in our system, or we get a little drug in our system, and then we forget and we lose ourselves. And that's why we be saying the shit that we be saying on here. Not because we want you to be some little timid, stay in the house type of person. We know what the streets is. Right. These streets are so unforgiving, especially more now than they ever been. Right. Times is totally different than what they were 5, 10, 15, even 20 years ago. Today, don't nobody care. People will shoot you in a heartbeat. People will run you over in a heartbeat. People will knock you over in a heartbeat and won't give a fuck?
Right. I just want to say that in the final portion of the video is where he's walking up to the car. The guy has his window all the way down now. Now his window's all the way down. I know you got a gun on you, and you're screaming at me. And you've been saying for the last 5 minutes, I'm about to shoot this car up. I'm about to flame this shit up.
So the first move that I feel like you going for your shit, I'm going for mine.
Kill.
I gotta make a home to my family the same way you want to make a home to your family or whatever.
Yeah. Kill or be killed.
Like, this is, when y'all see the video, I want you to watch it over and over again. And watch it with people that you care about and show them the right ways to diffuse a situation and what the wrong way of diffusing a situation looks like. Right. Because this is God putting it right in front of us. Right. How an argument or a disagreement or just your own insecurities,
paranoia,
has put you in a situation. Now your family is gathering you and all of the things that are you to put you away forever.
Like the first thing I said to you last night when I was like, he was in that bad emotional space that I always tell people about. You moving off emotions, and that's going to get you in some shit. It's going to get you in some shit. You can't allow your emotions to put you in these positions that you can't recover.
Mm-hmm. I like to get people's opinions now, especially when I'm involved in something. Like an altercation that I had with somebody before. The first thing I did, I asked the person, tell me what I did wrong. Because I know you've seen it from a different perspective than I did. What can I have done differently? Also, I even asked T last night after I seen the video. We had a back and forth with it. I said, right, how you feel with it? Did you feel like he was wrong? He was like, yeah, it was something wrong on his part. Because I like to get different perspectives because I don't want to just see it from mine. I like to see it from different angles to understand exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm understanding.
And remember, I said, yeah, there was a lot of wrong on his part, but I understand.
Yeah. We both said we understand. Yeah. I understand. Like, it's unfortunate. Like, this shit is downright, and it's so clear. We don't typically see clear video. Clear audio, clear video from start to finish, like start to finish. And then you got your people in the background screaming, yo, leave it alone, stop, just go back in the crib, chill. And then the loss of life.
Right. So, not only did he lose his life, now his mom and whoever was in that house, now they have to live with this traumatic, and the cycle continues. Now they have to live with that traumatic experience. They have to live with that traumatic experience. They have to live with that loss. Now this boy that killed him, you as our legal person, Ish, how does this play out for the shooter?
Well, I think it's all going to boil down to whether or not there was other directional videos in the area that will show, the make and the model of the vehicle, the tag, or what have you. Or that's if he's going to be sitting and waiting for them to, say, figure out who was in the vehicle and track it down that way. Or if he is going to be honorable enough and come forward and surrender himself as the shooter and face the music that way.
Could this be a self-defense?
Yeah, from a criminal defense attorney's aspect, definitely. You see the positioning of him, the gun, etc. You heard the threats clearly. You saw him going up to the window, sort of amplifying the situation even more. Definitely self-defense.
All right, I want to say if I'm the brother or the mother and I don't want to put any blame on nobody, but if I'm the brother or the mother or whoever's in the house, I'm grabbing you and I'm pulling you in the crib. Like, I'm not even going to allow you to stand there arguing. I'm going to grab you and be like, yo, you're wilding, and I'm going to physically pull you in the crib. You're my loved one. I'm not going, like, I don't allow my loved ones to stand outside arguing with nobody about nothing. We're not doing that. No.
But probably even in that instance, you know, they could have been traumatized from the past as well. So, you know, they're staying remote in their rooms, or, you know, Ring. They might not even have been in the home.
Right.
They could have been communicating through the Ring camera remotely. So we don't know if they were in fact in the home to be able to come get him, because we didn't see anybody else come outside. We did hear the voices, but we don't know where. But if they were there, you know, that could have been something that they were afraid of too. And just staying in their respective spaces, one, knowing that he had the gun, and two, not knowing if this person was in fact. So, you know, I mean, I definitely get it, but everybody is so scared nowadays that, you know, you just don't know what their reasoning was.
All right, as we wrap this topic up, I want to say it's an all-around sad situation. It's sad that we lost another life. Sad that a lot of people's lives are going to be affected by this one little 5-minute exchange that could have been avoided. What are y'all last words on this?
It's like you can't even say nothing. It's just so it's so crazy, it's so tragic, and so humbling at the same time. Because we literally witnessed the very things that we caution against,
right,
and the very things that are, you know, hopefully the lessons that we learned over time or in life were just walk away or chill out, or you know, whatever the case may be. This was a complete opposite of that. This was overly exaggerated. But by so many different accounts, it was like overly exaggerated with the yelling and screaming. I gotta show that I'm the man in this house, and I gotta show that I'm the shit. I gotta show that I got a gun. I gotta show that I ain't no pussy. I gotta show that, you know, I ain't no punk. And then, damn, I showed all that shit only to lose my life and now have my family grieving, have my mother crying, have my mother distraught, burying her son. That right there is one of my biggest fears, is having my mother bury me. And hence the reason why I choose to do things a little different with my attitude and live a little differently, and, you know, not get so upset and angry at every little thing, and not try to be able to, not trying to even think I can beat the world or whatever, or making it home the same way I left, in one piece.
It's sad, but it's also a gift in a way, to where as though I'm going to use this video to go over it with my kids, to go over it with a couple of my youngins, and just to make sure that they are knowledgeable on the movements and what those movements can lead to. But Ish, what is your last word on the topic?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If we didn't take anything from it, was just taking away a lesson. And that goes for me. I'm a female, and I've never been shot, thank the Lord, but I have been in the vicinity of individuals that have been. And if you can take nothing away from it, is just a lesson in being able to control yourself and control your thinking in times where it might not be that easy, because it could be a blink of an eye.
It ain't been the same since they took my flush from me. Killings all in my city, can't get enough of it. Facing all of these problems, I cannot run from it. Before I let them take my life, they take these slugs with them. So traumatized that I can't find a drug for it. I can't feel it, really let me numb to it. Killing hundreds of 50s, yeah, I get a rush from it. Let them think it lie to me and I'ma really leave that nigga stuck with it. Make no guns on. That's the only time when we become known. Got your mama moaning while they do my son wrong. Hate to see you on the ground with all that blood gone. Got your family looking for tips, your killer unknown. Got your body, ain't got no money, case get postponed. But that homie, yeah, they hungry, they get a ropes to 'em. Yeah, youngins out here killing like it's cool. Told my youngins to get the fatty, stay in school with it. Keep your circle tight, don't be bringing around no new niggas. Watch out for opportunists, cause they be trying to use niggas. For the love of the paper, see niggas really break the rules with it. Only time we on television is when we make the news with it. Yeah, I'm so confused with it. Niggas ain't want no paper, so